Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and this is going to be a brief little review for Natsuyuki Rendezvous, Episode 5. What a whirlwind episode. I mean, a whirlwind because it just went so quick from beginning to end and was just as riveting as the last episode, if not more so. Because now we have Hazuki in this dreamlike, I don't know, limbo kind of thing. This is him while he's being inhabited by Atsushi, aka Shimao. It is very interesting to see him walking around this limbo state and trying to investigate it, especially with what he ends up finding in the form of a little fairy-like, incarnation of Roka. It's just unbelievably interesting. And from the get-go, I'd never expected anything like that. So, but there is a little like mystery sort of going on with this limbo that we get answers as the episode unfolds. But while this is all unfolding, we have Atsushi in Hazuki's body in the real world. We're picking up right where we left off as far as, the night that Hazuki kind of was feeling down on his luck after Oroka turned him down. He got himself drunk, and now, they're kind of having their little meeting, if you will, in the flower shop. And we see that Oroka has given who she believes is Hazuki some old clothes from her former husband. Well, of course, even though he's in Hazuki's body, this kind of upsets and torments Atsushi because he wanted her to get rid of all his stuff after he died. There's something he's like so attached to the idea of her just being done with him when he's not in this world anymore. And it's ironic that he's actually still very much there in the form of a ghost usually. But I mean, a lot of things are very interesting as this unfolds. Seeing him wanting to buy flowers and tearing up as, Roka's putting them together and then he gives them to her. And, of course, the sort of mayhem that ensues when he realizes he wants to sabotage Hazuki. Everything starts from, when he realizes the contact lenses that Hazuki normally wears are irritating his eyes. It's all messed up. He's like bloodshot eyes. And he just barely gets them out. But once he does, he's got the same vision problems that Hazuki does all the time. So, of course, naturally, this leads him to thinking about wanting to get glasses. And there is a just laugh out loud moment when we have Miho coming in to open the store, and she sees a pair of feet laying on the floor, and she just screams bloody murder, thinking she just walked in on a corpse. But, of course, it's Atsushi and Hazuki's body laying in the store. And so he sees her glasses, and then he goes and gets some, and he's looking for just the dorkiest pair he can find. He's hoping to totally discredit Hazuki. But it doesn't even end there. Of course, he also, cuts all of Hazuki's hair off. He just really tries to trim it. And I love the little moment where Roka is like, oh, did you do that yourself? And you're thinking she's going to be like, what was this guy doing? And that's what Atsushi's really hoping for. He wants her to be turned off from this nerdy, little guy that he's inhabiting. But she actually seems to like the shorter hair. And it's just, it's interesting and heartbreaking watching this happen as we have Hazuki in this limbo and trying to figure things out. And we come to understand that the limbo is a product of some sketches that Atsushi made when he was in the hospital on his deathbed. He would see children, from his school that normally he would have been in school with, running up and down the path outside his window. And he got, sort of obsessed with drawing the foliage as they would grow and renew every year. And this is all, where basically Hazuki is in. He's in this sketch pad as if it was a real place. And we even see that the little fairy-like Roka, she turns the page to change the scenery. And then, of course, she goes from being fairy-sized to life-size. But, I mean, it's just trippy and interesting how this is all playing out. And everything comes to a just big, crazy culmination when it becomes dawned upon Roka in the real world that whoever is in Hazuki's body has not eaten in like 24 hours because, of course, Atsushi spent all of Hazuki's money trying to sabotage his body while, Hazuki's off in Dream World. And so he is just grateful to have some food. She invites him upstairs to her apartment. And as they're sitting there across from each other, at the table, Roka is basically like reminded of her husband and their relationship and how they used to sit at the very same table and his mannerisms are mirrored. Of course, she has no idea that it is the spirit of her husband in Hazuki's body. But she gets to the point where, very interestingly enough, she says, would you mind if I wash your back? Alluding to that's something she used to do for her husband. And of course, bam, that's where the episode ends. And I'm just like, what? I'm like waiting desperately, chomping at the bit to see the next episode now. It's just amazing. I didn't imagine from the get-go we would ever see where or what happens to Hazuki when his body is taken over. This has gone leaps and bounds of just being so like deep and interesting, and I can't say enough good things about this series. It is definitely a fast up-and-comer as far as being one of my favorites of all time, and yeah, I'm chomping at the bit for the next one. So I'd love to know what you thought of it if you've seen the episode, and otherwise that's going to be pretty much it for me. So I hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.